Welcome to Tuesday's video. So today we're going to start to think about what might make really good waves for our painting. So you can see here is my finished background. So I've added my shadow down here, and I've added a little bit of white here and down here in the corner. You can add those too if you want to. As soon as your background is dry, you can add them on. If you don't have any paint, you can do the same with pencil crayons or chalk or felt tips, anything else that you've got, but paint does work better so you can get all those different shades. I'm just going to push my background to the side. So today all I need is a piece of paper, and then I've just got some things from around my house that I think might make good waves. So we want that kind of frothy look. So I've got a tissue. Thought maybe that might be able to help me make some waves. I've got some cotton wool. Got a little bit of a sponge. I've got a potato brush. This is a brush that I use when I'm cleaning my potatoes. I thought maybe I might get some good swirls with that one. And I've got a little bit of foil. So if I just scrunch it up, that might give me some good waves. Now this is just experiment. So we're experimenting today. So it doesn't matter what colour paint you use. I'm going to use blue because that's what's in my palette. So this is called a palette. You can use any colour, but on our actual painting, we're going to use white, just like Debbie Miller did in hers here. For today, we need a separate piece of paper, and we're going to practice. So I'm going to start with my foil. So I've scrunched it up, and I'm going to just dip it in the paint, and then I'm just going to try and see if it would make a good wave. I'm just going to dab it, see what kind of pattern it makes. That's not bad, that's quite nice. Might look like the sea's coming in. Okay, I'm going to try the next one. So I've got some cotton wool. I'm just going to dab. So rather than push it, because I might just get a straight line, and I don't really want that, so I want it to look all frothy and bubbly. That one works quite well too. I think I like the blue one the best. That one's quite nice. Okay, I might try my brush next, my potato brush. Ooh, it won't fit in my palette. Let's see what happens. No, I'm not so sure about that one. Maybe a little less paint. Looks like it's sort of splashing up a little bit. Okay, so today you're going to try out and experiment with different things from around your house that you think would make good waves on your painting. Okay, so today we're going to start to add in our waves, and we're also going to add in these little people here. Okay, and I think these are supposed to be like little boats. Can you see them? So we could add those in as well. So I decided yesterday that I preferred, you can see them all there, I preferred this blue pattern here, and this was the tin foil. So I'm going to use this one to create my waves on my painting like Debbie Miller. So this is going to be my Life's a Beach, and I'm going to start to add the waves in. Now on hers, Debbie's is just under the ocean line here. Can you see that? Just where those people are playing. There are a few down here as well, so we can add those in. All I'm going to do today is get my foil. Now I'm going to use white paint today because I need my waves to be white, not blue. Yesterday I practiced with blue. I'm just going to dry it off, and I'm going to dip it in the white paint. Not too much, I don't want too much paint, I don't want too many waves. And all I'm going to do, rather than brush it this time like we did to create our background, I'm just going to dab it on. I'm just going to dab it on my painting where I want my waves. Now on Debbie's there are a few more here. This is where those children are playing, so I'm just going to put a few more there. Right the way to the end. And then I'm going to add in just a few more in different places, wherever I think it would be a good idea. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as Debbie Miller's. We're just creating a beach painting like she does. I'm just going to spread those out a little bit, make them look a bit more frothy. There we go. Now before I add the children playing, I need to wait for my waves to dry, otherwise I'm going to smudge them all. Okay, so I'm going to wait for that to dry, and then I'm going to add my people. So next, I'm going to add in these people here. Now, even if we look really closely, we can't really see their features very clearly. It just looks like a bit like a red oblong, doesn't it? Yeah, with a little bit of dark hair at the top. So we don't need to do this in too much detail. Okay, so now I'm going to get a red colour. So I want a darker red. I need a very thin brush. See how thin my brushes are here. I'm going to choose this very thin one. I'm going to dip it into the red paint, and I'm going to make that kind of oblong shape here. Two of them. So there's my painting, and my waves are all dry now. So in the waves, playing in the sea, I'm just going to make two little dabs like that. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. That's going to be their body. Then I'm going to use a darker colour for their hair. I'm just mixing a little bit now. Mixing a little bit of red and blue together, if you can see that in there. I'm going to make a kind of brown colour. You can experiment and see what different colours you can make. Okay, and I'm just going to add in a little bit for their hair. And there's one person a little bit further out, so that's just going to do a little blob there. A little bit more. And there are my people playing in the sea. So there's not a lot of detail on them, but we can still see they look a bit like people playing in the sea. Next, I'm going to create this sand here, the beach. Now, I used a yellow colour on my painting to create the sand, but you might not have had a sandy colour. And I'm going to give it a little bit of texture. That means that when you feel it, it doesn't feel smooth. It'll have a different feel to it. So I'm going to create my sand, and I've got a little bit of a biscuit, and I ate the rest. And I'm going to just crumble it up. And you see now it looks a little bit like sand. So I'm just going to crush that up. I'm just going to spread it out a little bit. And then on my painting, I'm going to use some glue. I'm going to use a Pritt stick where I want the biscuit to be. So I want it to be here because I want it to be my beach. So I'm just going to glue there. Let's use this one. Can you see that there? So I'm just going to put some glue where I want my sand. And then I'm going to tip it upside down. And I'm going to dab it into the biscuits. A little bit more yet. And spread it out a little bit. Okay, so you can keep doing this until you're happy with your sandy beach. I'm just going to spread it out, give it a little bit of a shake. And then there you can see I've created this texture, so when I feel it now, it feels a little bit bumpy. Okay, so that's the next part done. So the next part, the very last part now, is we're going to create our parasol. So that's the next thing we're going to do. So that will be our very last video.